JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe if you have not yet done so, leave a comment, and tell someone about the channel today. Now on to the news. Demon recaptured by police. The police have confirmed the capture of Demar Williams, also known as Demon or Kai Kai, one of the 8 escapees from the Black River lockup in St. Elizabeth last year June. The police say he's a known violence producer. They say Williams is identified as having close ties with the one or the gang, allegedly led by Fitzroy Matthias, also known as Scuffler. His apprehension marks a significant development in our ongoing efforts to combat organized crime and ensure public safety, the police said. The police say they are continuing efforts to locate and apprehend the remaining escapees and to dismantle criminal networks. Residents fleeing deadly violence in parts of St. Andrew Southwest. Dr. Angela Brown Burke, MP for St. Andrew Southwest, is urging the government to review its approach to the management of crime after 3 women were killed in close proximity to security checkpoints in the constituency over the last few months. 2 of the murders occurred in Greenwich Town, while the latest took place in Whitfield Town on Wednesday night. Letitia Vassell, otherwise called Munchie, who was described as a jovial resident of the community, was shot by unknown assailants. Residents say there is a long-standing violent conflict in the area. Dr. Brown Burke said that the sense of security that the checkpoints are expected to provide have been shattered by the killing of a woman.
It creates a greater sense of not being safe in your community and in your home. I think it also affects people's confidence in what the police are able to do since they are right there. I remember the one before, one of the soldiers just dropped a gun and run. You know, it was as bad as that. So now this was a young lady. Before that, it was some seniors, including an older lady. Before that, it was an older lady in front of her children and grandchildren. I believe that what has to be clear, it has been clear to many of us in this society, but what now has to be clear to the Commissioner of Police, the Minister of National Security and the Prime Minister is that this plan that they have just simply is not working, and it is time for something else to be done. We are coming up to elections, so we know that there are going to be a million promises. I'm always reminded after an election, and we spoke about leaving our windows and doors open, that the response coming from the Jamaica Labour Party is that it was a campaign promise. So we know we can put no store by any promise that is made now. But honestly, for the safety of the members in our community, we have to do something different.
Fearful residents have been migrating from Whitfield Town in response to the spate of murders. Others also left the constituency after the murders in Greenwich Town. One resident said that since Wednesday's murder of Miss Vassell, she has been making preparations to leave her home.
Feel how I'm afraid. I can't even go work. I plan now, so I'm going to move. I'm not stay around, so I'm going to mash up. Other people call her mother and go move her sister and everybody. Whole more people move from Boya. The whole up there, so 3 yards up there, so empty from the warrior gone.
9-year-old boy killed, woman injured in Maypen gun attack. A 9-year-old boy is dead following a shooting incident at a shop in Maypen, Clarendon on Friday evening. He has been identified as 9-year-old Shamar Walker, a student from Railway in Maypen. A 29-year-old female vendor was injured during the incident, the police revealed. Reports are that around 7:45 p.m., the child was among a group of persons at the shop when a gunman entered the establishment. Shortly after, the police said, the man pulled a gun and opened gunfire in the crowd. Shamar ran from the yard onto the street and was chased and shot in the left side of his chest. When the shooting subsided, the vendor was found suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to her body. Residents rushed the child and the woman to the Maypen Hospital, where Shamar was pronounced dead on arrival. The woman was admitted in serious but stable condition. The gunman escaped. No motive has yet been established for the shooting, the police said. Meanwhile, Custos of Clarendon, William Shogori, has condemned the killing.
This type of behavior cannot be condoned and should never ever allow persons like that to get away with what they have done. But this is really a very sad day for the parish. And let's hope that a heart goes out to the parents of that young man, and let's hope that we can find the perpetrators.
Man shot and killed at a mother's in Ocherias. A man was shot and killed at a mother's restaurant in Ocherias, St. Anne, on Saturday morning. He has not yet been identified. It is understood that sometime after 2 a.m., the now deceased was involved in an argument between a group of men in the establishment, which then escalated into a brawl. During the melee, the man was shot in the chest. He was rushed to hospital, but later succumbed to his injury. The incident follows a gun attack at Tasting Crossroads, St. Andrew on Thursday, which left an employee dead and a Jamaica Defence Force soldier injured. Man gunned down in Bog Walk. An investigation is underway into the murder of a man at Church Road, Bog Walk in St. Catherine on Friday. The deceased has been identified as O'Neill Brown, otherwise called Old Dog, a 34-year-old labourer of Pineapple Lane, Bog Walk. About 2 p.m., Brown was reportedly walking along the roadway when a car drove up and occupants fired shots, hitting him. Brown reportedly ran a short distance and collapsed and died from his injuries. No motive has been established in Brown's killing. The Bog Walk police are investigating. 5 shot at party in Westmoreland. 5 people, including a female, were shot and injured by gunmen at a party on Barrack Street in the vicinity of the Savlamar Transport Centre Saturday morning. The incident happened shortly after 1 a.m. Reports from the police show that the victims were patrons at a party when a motorcycle with 2 men aboard drove up from the direction of Beckford Street and stopped. The men then proceeded to brandish guns and opened fire at the crowd. In fear of their lives, the patrons scrambled for cover. It is understood that the men continued firing on a black Toyota Vauxhall while heading towards Rose Street. It is understood that the men continued firing on a black Toyota Vauxhall while heading towards Rose Street. The vehicle, the police said, was leaving the plaza located next door to the event being held. The men aboard the Vauxhall, in a bid to escape, drove to the Savlamar police station. The gunmen made their escape on the motorcycle shortly after. When the shooting subsided, 5 people were found suffering from gunshot wounds to their leg, arm, thigh, elbow, lower right side and back. The injured people were rushed to hospital where they are undergoing treatment. Meanwhile, the windscreen and rear right glass of the Toyota Vauxhall were damaged in the shooting. Investigations are ongoing. Businesswoman killed in Christiana crash. Police have identified a woman who succumbed to injuries she sustained during a 3-vehicle crash on the Christiana Main Road on Saturday. Police named her as Karen Taylor, 37, a resident and bar operator of Ballinor District in Manchester. A police report said about 8:30 a.m., Taylor was driving a Suzuki Baleno motor car northbound towards Christiana when a Toyota Mark X, traveling at an excessive speed, collided with her vehicle. Police said the Mark X spun out of control and collided with a Honda CR-V, which was traveling behind the Suzuki. Taylor was spinning the Suzuki and had to be removed from the vehicle by firefighters. She was taken to hospital and pronounced dead. 4 men who were traveling in the Toyota Mark X and another woman who was driving the Honda CR-V received minor injuries. Body of vendor found in bushes in St. Anne. An investigation has been launched into the shooting death of 31-year-old vendor Craig Campbell in Boroughbridge District, St. Anne. Campbell's body was found with stab wounds about 10:30 a.m. on Friday. It is reported that about 9 p.m. on Thursday, Campbell was walking home in the company of his girlfriend, but decided to use a shorter path while she continued on the original route. She returned to bed and later raised an alarm after she discovered he did not get home and calls to his phone went unanswered. A search was launched, which led to the discovery of Campbell's body in bushes on a dirt path near his house in the community. Several wounds were on his upper body. No motive has been established in Campbell's death. Clarendon man mobbed after using fake gun in robbery charged. A man was mobbed after using a fake gun to rob 3 persons in Maypen, Clarendon, has been charged by the police. 33-year-old Ronald Watson, otherwise called Ronaldo, a labourer of Woodside District in the parish, is charged with 3 counts of robbery with aggravation, unauthorized possession of a prohibited weapon, and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. Watson is already before the court in relation to another robbery. He was charged on Wednesday. The police report that about 11:45 p.m., Watson brandished a black object resembling a handgun and held up and robbed 3 persons along Church Street in Maypen. The police report that about 11:45 p.m., Watson brandished a black object resembling a handgun and held up and robbed 3 people along Church Street in Maypen. He robbed them of personal items, including 4 cell phones and a total of $150. It is alleged that one of the victims realized the object was not a real gun and raised an alarm. The victims then started to chase Watson and solicited the help of residents who were along the roadway. He was forced to stop by residents who mobbed him. He was searched and the phones were found in his possession. Watson was later rescued by the police and taken into custody and interviewed. He gave a caution statement to the police in the presence of justices of the peace, confessing to the crime. His court date is being finalized. Man accused of abducting girlfriend and breaking into her home charged. A man has been charged after he reportedly broke into his girlfriend's home before abducting her at gunpoint during an incident on St. John's Road in St. Catherine on Friday, January 19. The accused has been identified as 28-year-old Nigel Pusey, a car washer of Red Pond in Fraser's Content, St. Catherine. Pusey is charged with possession of prohibited weapon, assault of common law, abduction, and malicious destruction of property. Reports from the Spanish Town Police are that about 6:20 p.m., Pusey went to the home of a woman he had a relationship with, smashed her windows, and cut her light wires. He later approached her while she was on her way home from work and pointed a gun at her before instructing her to get into his vehicle. Pusey then drove to a petrol station in the area where he stopped to get petrol. While there, the woman made her escape and reported the matter to the police. Pusey was subsequently arrested and formally charged on Friday, January 26. He is scheduled to appear before the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday, February 2. Security guard charged for assault on teenage boy. A Kingston man has been arrested on charge with assault occasioning bodily harm and malicious destruction of property after he allegedly hit a 14-year-old boy in his face on Thursday. He is 42-year-old Dwayne Lamont of Walton Park Road, Kingston 11, a security guard. The incident reportedly took place in Pembroke Hall in the parish. It is reported that about 10:45 a.m., the boy was standing at a bus stop when he was approached by Lamont, who allegedly collared him and started hitting him in the face. The teen was reportedly then dragged along the roadway, causing bruises to his body and damage to his school uniform. The police were summoned and Lamont arrested and charged. His court date is being arranged. The boy was treated for his injuries at hospital. Investigations continue. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.